When I talk to light workers and star seeds and indigos, what I've been noticing for a long period of time is that instead of feeling that they're ascending, I would say almost all of them feel disgruntled, they feel frustrated, they feel depressed, they feel they're being held back, they feel a lot of lack. Many are actually, the older ones are actually experiencing a lot of health problems. They feel attacked. They very frustrated financially, and they can't create what they feel they want to create, and therefore there's a lot of depression. And since working with you, I now see that many of these symptoms or conditions are actually the result of the dark matrix, and none of them really understand it. They really don't understand dark energies. They're aware of the concept. Some, but not all, have gone to practitioners to remove entities from themselves, particularly energy healers. They go to energy healers or they do shamanic rituals to remove these entities. So I think it would be really useful if you just explained how all-pervasive and deep this infiltration is in all of us of what you call the dark matrix.
Yes, thank you for asking that, because this will bring a lot of betterment in the heart of many. The fact is, any distortion known to humankind, any suffering, any adversity, any lack, any disease, any illness, any hindrances known to humankind is a perfected, engineered, dark matrix and malevolent alien construct. And what is important to know here is that most people don't know about that. They know those forces exist, but they firmly believe that it is caused by their own attitude, which is not. It is on them, not their own. It is or carried over, or it is from other lifetime. It's very present by birth already. And they often feel a sense of inferiority, because when they look around, they see others expanding in whatever avenue, and they can't. But it's not their fault. That force, that technology, that whatever is very strong. And they are so perfected that they made people believe it is them who needs something to be fixed. It is not. Yes.
So you feel that in your own journey, so to speak, on your own path, that you've discovered really unique solutions to these problems, that sometimes you call it the root cause. You say you're a tracker. Could you explain those concepts?
Yes. This journey started first for my own evolution. We all have the inspiration to feel fantastic, have a playground from at every moment of our day, feeling great, having every gate of favor opening, that everything unfolds with ease. So this is natural in us, legit, and it's our divine right to experience that. So my desire to attain that was very strong. So any form of adversity, any form of physical or emotional discomfort or suffering or hindrances, I fought against it, as I was not accepting that So I developed tracking because, same like many, I tried, experimented, various, very talented practitioners to find solutions, and I was not receiving any solutions. Nothing was changing. And even sometimes it was aggravated due to the fact that unfortunately there is a pandemic of false light modality, new age metaphysical, which is a trap, another trap orchestrated with laser precision as the power of the dark. They know that we, the light being in a physical form, we have that inspiration. We crave these things. We get attracted by these things. So they have created many, many false light modalities by taking the science of the light, wisdom and teachings of the light, mimicking the light 99.99%, switching through reverse polarity, through evil mirroring, or through adding some symbolism or code or whatever. There is varieties of ways they have done this. Consequently, it looks love and light on the boutique, the vitrine, the front. The first impression is elevated, but behind those modalities, there are some portals, some principalities, which then have legal right because they are legalist. When you subscribe to such course, thinking with an intent that this is a divine modality, it opens portal. You subscribe, you come to the agreement, and then, what comes in? Ay, ay, ay. So all this to say that as I was looking for solutions, I started tracking and I trusted what I was discovering. It was a discovery timeline every hour. And when I found the way to dismantle, unravel, and terminate whatever is, I just realized I was feeling better and better. I was breaking through, breaking free. Each passing days, it was a lot of tracking and not even knowing if it would work, not even knowing if I would aggravate my situation because there were nothing to follow except my spirit, my inner knowing, and my sensations, that heaviness that was coming along with the information, the spoken word, magnetized some very, very heavy energies that was validating the madness of those discovery. So as a galactic researcher, I tracked, I found, unraveled, dismantled, broke free, layers after layers until realizing, my goodness, it works. So now what I do with these solutions, I found myself becoming a real embodiment for radical metamorphosis solutions that people break free in 1 or 2 hours, depending on what is on them that needs to be addressed. So I could decide to keep those solutions for myself and just indulge life, have fun, and experience playfulness in every area of my existence. So I could have done that. But when you are a light being, there is something instinct within, is that when you get better, you give a hand to others. So I said, well, it's time for me to come out there. I'm a newcomer in the market. That's why there is nothing about me anywhere, because this is new and this is fucking working rapidly. That's it.
Well, what gave rise to the dark matrix in the first place? And how did it become so insidious, particularly here on Earth? How did that happen?
From my tracking and discovery, One of my profound momentum in life, it was when I had a moment where I felt that pressure, that heaviness that people call psychic attack. I started whispering and communicating with that presence, that consciousness. And to my amazement, it responded to me. And this is how I started developing this whispering to all that is. Even a microbe, if I communicate with the field, with the presence, the consciousness, the aliveness of this, it responds. And I developed this communication. So when I started communicating with that heaviness, whatever it was, very oppressing, which brings varieties of symptoms and discomfort that you can imagine. I simply started listening, and I started speaking to these powers of the dark to understand why. What is it that made you become what you are today? What is the solution for you to stop looping yourself into the dark? They loop. And when I discovered that once upon a time, many of the light beings who were in some galaxies, different races, have been or abducted or trapped or misled, and then found themselves in the trap of the dark age or the dark timeline. They then lost connection with their divine spirit, which consequently obliged them to merge with something to sustain their existence. And they merged as they got an offer, which was an agenda, to merge with artificial intelligence sentient of the dark race in certain galaxies. They became cyborg, metaverse, transhumanizing, trans-alienized, trans-creaturized, trans-animalized, you name it. And we take, for example, the little gray. The little gray are a very beautiful example of what not to do. They are like the future of many who were human before. What happened? What is this opposite of evolution? So when I communicated with them by understanding the root cause of their suffering and journey into decline, I realized that if I find a solution for them, they become sustainable. They come out of hybridization. They come out of cybernetic. They come back in union with their divine spirit. They become sustainable. They don't have that craving of nefarious substances and activity, because that goes away too. Consequently, when this is solved, automatically they don't need anymore to trap, control, kidnap, abduct, harm, hurt, you name it. They don't need it anymore, because even their instinct goes away. And they develop a more divine instinct that is elevated and elevating. And this is how I started developing a very precise formula that is very complete, where everybody earn, nobody lose, as no brothers and sisters should be left behind, because we don't know who is behind a nefarious being. We don't know how this nefarious being became. And I'm talking about those who were born in the light at the first place. Now, those who were born in the dark, from the dark, who never experienced the light, they too deserve to experience the dawn of the golden age of humankind, the dawn of the golden age of the multiverse. And there is a solution for them as well, different, but these solutions is what needs to be addressed, because we are now entering into the dawn of the golden era, which is the end of the dark. And by the way, the dark age has been engineered by malevolent aliens that needed that cycle for their agenda. It is not a natural cycle. And this will be terminated too. So all these powers of the dark, in 2 words, they are lost puppies. And what I have passion about is that divine authority that I have developed throughout my tracking and evolution. And this divine authority is very important. The most people have lost that. When they are in a presence of a being that has divine authority, they cannot anymore oppress. They need assistance. They are lost puppies. And no matter how nefarious, draconian, reptilian, whatever nefarious power of the dark exists in any race, I have full authority over them, and they listen. Why they listen? Because they know that in my presence, they get delivered, freed from eons of dark age. Everything, everyone desires to ascend, to upgrade. Even a parasite desires to upgrade. It's a natural instinct. They need help. I have solution for that. And I love it, because when they get helped, the client get instantly freed. The symptoms, the suffering, the adversity stops. Instant. And this is the beauty of it.
So this is what you're calling making them sustainable, that other methodologies, say, for example, when I've had implants removed or entities removed or spyware or malware removed from me, and I've been doing this for like 14 years, you're doing something, you're not only removing, but you're basically assuming that it is not none of these technologies are sustainable because they're not plugged into the true light. So what you're doing, if I understand it right, is removing the entities or the demons or the technologies, but you're liberating them because you're plugging them into their light, or you're making sure they get their light back, or they get light for the first time. And by tapping into, let's call it the eternal quantum energy source of light, the divine light, this is making them sustainable. Am I understanding this right?
Yes, but I need to express it a little bit differently. And I would like to address something, because I can just imagine, and I feel already in my heart mind, that many light beings that people call light workers, but I choose not to express the same words that is, let's say, on the market for a reason, which I will address another time. So the light beings who are doing a light work, they might feel and say, but you know, I help many dogs to go to the light. Yes, you do. But you need to know that into that go to the light movement or wave, some portals, many portals of the go to the light dynamic are a false light portal. I have tracked that. I'm not saying all, I'm saying many. When I tracked some portal of the so-called go to the light dynamic, I observed and I witnessed that there is a redirecting trajectory that recycles those so-called failed in their assignment dark forces, malevolent, alien, or whatever. They get recycled into a factory highly tortured, oppressed, and enhanced in the power of the dog, very often merged with more technology of the dog age to make them more powerful, and then they resend them or from where they have failed, or they resend them into the matrix. And this needs to be addressed. Otherwise, it's not working. It goes and it comes back enhanced. So the work that I provide has multiple steps. We need to change their digestive tract. Their digestive tract is wired to eat a certain low frequency food, which I will not address. You guys know. They are wired to have an instinct to have perverse pleasure of harming. It's an instinct. So they need a wiring change made so that they don't have that instinct until your digestive tract is wired and you survive. You will not stop. So they need varieties of total makeover in their genetic, in their beingness. We need to help them also be free from all powers of the dog that owns them, because it's a hierarchy. There is the big boss and the servant and the minions. I mean, it's so vast. So it's not just one thing. Go to the light is not enough. This is what I have observed. It requires more. So they need to reconnect also with their light beingness, their spirit that they have lost. They need to disconnect from that blending with metaverse, cyborg, transhumanized. I mean, the list of action is quite intense, but then it works and then it stops. Both parties get freed. The evil is no longer evil, and the client or the student is no longer oppressed. They survive and they feed off because they are not sustainable. They feed off heavy energy, which we know as louche. They feed off creativity, inspiration, passion, sexual energy. They even harvest, collagen, hormones. They harvest, they siphon, so they need sustainability.
What? Okay, there's one of you on planet Earth that I know about, and there's 8 billion people on this planet that are saturated with the matrix. How big a difference to the end of the dark age can you really hope to achieve, just being one person? And how do you expect to go about that?
You know, the more I progress every day, I quantum jump into more abilities, more potential. Actually, we don't need to be so many to do this work. The thing is, the more you develop this ability, the more you have ability. I know that in a very short period of time, maybe a few months, maybe more, especially now that I have a group call that is developed, which we will address, these abilities can cover a bigger and bigger range of possibility. My expertise in my now time, which is maybe not anymore tomorrow because I progress rapidly. In my now time, I'm just observing through each clearing that I do on my clientele. I just see that the principalities, the organization, and I'm talking about powers. I mean, evil powers that has dominated and governed the earth and governed other races. I'm talking about the most powerful one that are master control. I just observe one thing. They come to me one after the other one. I'm very busy in one day because they come. They come because I have apparently developed a reputation in the invisible realm, in the spirit realm, and in the galaxies. Therefore, I feel with humility that in the coming months, all organizations, all governments, all principalities, whether it is on Earth or on other planet, they will surrender because they have everything to win with this formula and nothing to lose. Until they don't have everything to win, they will not let go because they survive. They depend on all the domino effect of the controlling. They need that to sustain their whatever miserable life. So if they have everything to win, they can let go. So it seems to be very bold to say that, but I'm just witnessing what is happening every day in my life. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I welcome it because I know I have the stamina for that. It's a training. I have been galactically trained beyond this lifetime. It's not the first time, but in this lifetime, I have abilities that are different, that covers more solutions, and it works. So I do not worry about the future because it's the end of the dark and it's the dawn of the new possibilities on this earth. But yes, and I would like to have a little message to the leaders, the ones who have already advanced their work, whatever dynamic of light they are in, whether it is truth teller, whether it is preparing the new dawn of communities, whatever, all the leaders on this earth who have already a voice, who are seen, who are followed, I highly recommend you, invite me so that I can add value to you, to your followers, to your members, to your family, because I know, I hear it every day. You are massively under attack. Life should be easy. Life should be playful. There should be no hardship, no hindrances. Ease is what I experience. I'm having fun. I'm feeling great. It is rare that I lose my smile. And if I lose my smile, it's because some heaviness came in me that needed my attention, not to attack me, but to come so that I can acknowledge them. And they don't want to be abandoned and say, help me. But they cannot speak the words help me. So they come with their heaviness. So I desire that everybody out there experience that inner state of calmness, inspiration, excitement, passion, energy, life force, joy force, health. And we are supposed to be eternally young. That's another piece that I'm contributing amongst trustfully others who carried the code of breaking free from the matrix, carried the code of breaking free from any forces of the dark earthly off-worlders, carried the code of eternally young and even more immortality, because at the first place, it was the natural state to be. It has been lost in history. It's coming back. So I'm not worried about the future. But what I would like, through these leaders who already have a voice and a lot of people who need this solution, they are not okay. When they listen to the radio show, they have a moment of pause. But when they return to their existence, if I put a camera in their house, they look depressed. They are not okay. I have solution for that. The faster the leaders are feeling great, the faster their dynamic, their ideology, their movement gets accelerated. And the faster the members, the followers become empowered. And then we can take planet over. We take over. But we take over with an army of light that is vibrant, that is self-confident, that is empowered. At this time, it's not there. There is a minority. We need a maximum, a majority. So I have solution for that. Invite me. Enough.
So what you're creating, what you're really creating is a kind of cosmic vortex. And this cosmic vortex will be composed of all the people that engage with you in one-on-one sessions or join groups, or I presume you would even work with leaders in their groups. And so your goal is really to accelerate the end of the Dark Age, which itself is kind of giving up. And that's what I hear, that many of the dark want to be liberated. And because you have these chops and this dispensation in the spirit realm, they come to you all the time. And so clients come to you. They're coming obviously with their own personal issues, but they're also somehow have a soul contract, so to speak, to speed up the termination of the dark on planet Earth and to speed up the arrival of the golden age. So I'd like you to address that. And if you could also weave into your response to that observation of mine, the cosmic vortex observation, if you could also talk about not just the clearings, but the empowerments that you transmit, particularly the spirit commands that are transmitted in one-on-one sessions, that are transmitted in the groups. And well, let's just start there. I have some more questions, but I'd like to hear your responses to those observations.
Beautiful. Thank you for your questions. Before I reply, please share with me, what do you want me to share about the galactic cosmic vortex?
Well, I basically perceive you are creating this vortex, and there'll be some critical mass of people that need to enter this vortex and co-create in this vortex. They're getting cleared. They're clearing the dark matrix. They're clearing planet of the dark. And that, of course, logically just speeds up the arrival of the ascension or the golden age. So
absolutely.
Tell me about these groups you're forming. Tell me about one-on-one sessions, anything else you're doing.
Absolutely. So, of course, I provide a one-on-one for those who can. It's such a action, fast track breakthrough. This is available. Now, how many people can I impact in one-on-one in one day? Not that many. But for those who desire rapid, radical, come in a private session or two. And then what I have fallen in love with is the group. The monthly subscription is what offers me the opportunity to have enough time to cover all the deprogramming and reprogramming and clearing of whatever is not them that hindered them to be the most magnificent, glorious, unstoppable light being in a human form. So that galactic human 2.0 is here to empower, to let anyone break free with their family unit, their pet included, that very often come from another galaxy, who is in the galaxy in a humanoid form, like the feline race or any other. So the goal of this Subscription is at the beginning when people come to me, they are exhausted. They are like drained by life in all ways, physically, emotionally, existentially, and very isolated. Another agenda to separate and avoid coming together and getting empowered. What I have to do when it is the first time, I need to do everything. I need to do all the clearings. But when this is done in one session, I see people breaking free. They come back into life. They come back into joy. 99% of the people break free after 2 hours of my intense whatever I do. And this is incredibly beautiful to see someone coming. Sorry?
I'm going to say badass, totally badass, and even to the point where it's kind of shocking, shockingly badass. I just have to make that. That's what was said.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you. It's profound when you see someone coming with depression, with doubt, with confusion, with lack of self-esteem, and when you remove all these layers that is not them, but on them, whatever, and you see the diamond coming back and they see life differently. They tell me it's been decades. I've been like this forever. And now I feel joy. Yesterday, one lady, she laughed. She did not laugh since 30 years. 30 years, not laughing, smiling because, having an attitude, but not laughing. She was crying because she was laughing. She said, I did not laugh like this. How is it possible? So the true essence of the light beingness come back. And what is normality as a light being? The normality state is joyfulness, playfulness, innocence, peace, calmness, inspiration, enthusiasm, excitement, life force, energy. That's what the natural state of a light being is supposed to be. Where is it? I don't see it around. I'm one of the rare embodying that state most of my time. And this has to come back. So this is the first stage, that it is me who do everything. I serve on a golden plate. Then, because I am against codependency, because I am against long-term subscription, my goal is I clear for you. Then I clear with you. I give the script of how to clear yourself. You narrate after me. You get used to that potential avenue. I give you the formula. And then you practice alone. And when you are empowered, when you are the highest version of yourself, where all gates of favors open in every department, finances included, because this is an important piece, abundance of finances. So every department of life must open and flow with ease, streams everywhere, abundance in every area. When this is achieved, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe unless you want to be part of a tribe that is keeping you into a field, because yes, that field, that cosmic field that is happening naturally. I see people and it's so humbling. I have seen people so damaged by life just coming into that field and crying, releasing without even having started an MP3, without having started a group call, without having done a session. I see that on 80 or 90%, and it's getting stronger. They start releasing from the moment they found enough strength to sign up into any of the program. And this, how can you not fall in love with that? It's profound. It's profound.
I could go on and ask you questions for hours, but I wanted to kind of limit the time on this particular talk. So I'll ask you one more question. your vision of the golden race, your vision of the golden age, and particularly when I talk about the golden race, you call it Galactic Human 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
What's your vision of that? What are our potentials?
So this comes into the once upon a time in the galaxies, not on Earth, where many evil races, potent powerhouse races, which, by the way, I have tracked, and I discovered through my another amazement, all the power of the dog, the one that are the most high in power, high in rank, high in abilities, call them engineers, architect, alchemist, science, those one. When I came into their presence, I could smell, you're not a dog. You're not. That power of dark is a reverse polarity of a power of the light in the engineering, architect, alchemy, healers, science, whatever. It's one of those powerhouse of the light that once upon a time got misled, abducted, whatever, and then shifted into the other paradigm. This is why they became so powerful, because they used the power of the light through reverse polarity for their agenda. Now, by the way, I lost track. I was going to say something. Let me try to get the track back. The golden age, the golden race. So once upon a time when in the galaxies, many dark races started inventing technology, AI, and I'm not talking about ChatGPT here. I'm talking about AI of the galaxies, the one that has potency and is from the dark. This technology, because it mimics in nature, has started developing creation, creativity, decision by self, thinking by self. Consequently, it started doing decisions, and their decisions were not right. What happened for many races in the galaxies, their technology dominated the inventor. And this is dramatic. And those same inventors came running towards the light being for asking help, because they were out of control. And there is a gathering of the council of the elders of the light in the galaxies who came into the agreement to create a new race that will have all the powers and the abilities of the light being that has ever existed in the galaxies into one race, who is at this time on earth. And when that being breaks free from whatever, start developing his, her ability, that being will have full authority, full capacity to terminate all agenda of the dark. And I am just one of them. I woke up earlier. I broke free before others. I am now paving the way. And this is why I can do what I can do, because I carry within the cream of the galaxies. It's an agenda that is paying now. It's a long time ago agenda, but it is coming into fruition right now while I speak. It is happening. I am one of them. I'm not the only one. And I'm here to awake those who carry within this kind of spectrum, maybe different of mine, different, but necessary. So this is what I love to call the gold race.
That is so inspirational and so beautiful. And like I said, I could spend hours, and I think we'll have many more opportunities to record because I have many more things to ask you. But I think this is great for now. And
Mm-hmm.
I thank you for your time. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Well,
Really,
thank you.
I totally love everything you're doing. And I've been at this for decades. And this for me is like the most awesomely compelling way to accelerate ascension is to remove all the dark matrix within me. So thanks.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
I would like to add something. Number one, your evolution. Ay, Bobby. Day one and now. It is so inspiring, and it's just the beginning because you two are evolving so beautifully. And what is particular about you is that in this lifetime, you are a male, and we need a lot more male around who are the embodiment of the Galactic 2.0 because it is unfolding. And one of the reasons I made a call to action to the leaders is because I can do it by myself. I can grow on the market and develop this name or position or reputation that will go viral anyway. It's just a matter of time. But why not accelerating the process with alike individuals who are looking into the same direction? We need each other. We all have something that can add value to others. I have this solution as a solution providers of something quite out of the norm. I can add value, accelerate whatever is, and stop whatever is not supposed to be anymore. So this is where we need to co-create together, because by doing so, I can guarantee you it's going to be fucking rapid. We're going to take over planet Earth at light speed. We need all of us in good shape,
I think
empowered.
I think all of us want it to be fucking rapid. So
Oh,
thank you very much. And
you're welcome.
we'll talk soon.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you for your beautiful question.